This is Josh Velasquez, and on behalf of the team Gold Bilven, today I will be demonstrating a simple and easy to learn tutorial or walkthrough on how to use Google Translate and upload a foreign document, whether it's in a language that you are not familiar with, and translate it to another language which you are able to understand it in. Now this can be used for many different purposes, whether you're a college student studying abroad in a different country, or even just for a real simple educational purpose and you want to maybe take on a new language and you want to translate something. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is open up your web browser. Now you have a wide variety of choices of web browsers you can pick from, such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, but for the sake of this tutorial, I will be demonstrating this using Safari. So let me go over here, and I'm going to click on Safari, open up my web browser, just waiting for it to load. Alright, well, let's click up here in the URL address anyway and type in the web address for Google Translate, which is www.translate.google.com, and hit enter. Once you get to the Google Translate homepage, you can see here that you have a input text dialog box on the left and an output text dialog box on the right. You also have two drop-down boxes, one labeled From on the left side and another one labeled To on the right side. Now, the interesting thing with this is that Google is pretty smart enough to understand and detect what language your current document is already written in. But so it's simple enough just to keep it as detect language, so Google could translate it by itself. But if you wanted to be more specific and you weren't too sure if you trusted Google, you could specify you could specify from the drop-down menu which language that your current document is written in. And then the same for the To drop-down box. You can select the drop-down arrow and you can select from the list of languages which language it is you wish to translate the document in, what the final output would be. Next, you are going to want to come down here to the bottom and click on the link that says Translate a Document. Once you get to this screen, you will now have to upload your current either PDF document or your Word document into Google Translate. So we're going to click here on this Choose File button, and when it brings up this screen, you are going to want to search for where that file is located on your computer, whether it's on a Documents section in your Mac or on your C drive on a PC. It's relatively the same. But for this tutorial, I have my PDF located here on my desktop. So I'm going to highlight the PDF I wish to translate and click Choose. Once you see that you have successfully uploaded your PDF document into Google Translate, you're going to go to the To drop-down arrow box and select a language from which you want to translate it to. Now, I already know that the current document I uploaded is already written in English, but let's see. If I wanted to pick, I could pick really any language it can translate into. Let's just say I want to translate into Spanish. Once that I have successfully selected the language I wish to translate in, I click the next step is to click the blue Translate button. And just give it a few seconds here to load. Now, as you can see, it shows me the title, and it already says it's a translated version of the original name of the PDF I just uploaded, which in this case, it's actually a chapter from the popular book, now made movie, The Hunger Games. So, as you scroll down, You can see, compared to the original PDF document that this was, the format and the layout of the text is a little bit different than originally intended, but do rest assured that the text, the actual meat and chunk of that document, is still here. The layout is a little funky because it's opened in a web browser. It's not fully converted into another PDF like this one was originally loaded as, but the text of that PDF document is all still here. So it has scrolled down, and as I mentioned before, the original text of this document was in English, but I translated it into something in Spanish. So let me keep scrolling down, find the text. So here we go. Here's the first chapter of the PDF document, and as you can clearly see, it's not in English. It is listed in Spanish. So it did do its success. It did success in translating from English to Spanish. But one last tidbit, and it's kind of a neat, interesting little fact, is that if I were to click and drag and highlight a certain sentence within this translated document, Google gives me a great little pop-up that says that the original text of the first document that I uploaded was in English, and it will also give me the original translation back from the original document. So I have the Spanish translation in the background, which is what I uploaded the document and changed it to, but Google is nice enough to give me just a little reminder of what that text used to be in its original language. And it's also letting me know that the original language was in fact in English. So it's really just as simple as that. It works the same with, I just did a PDF document, and it works the same with a Word document. So if you ever receive any type of document in a language that you're just unfamiliar with, and you want to translate it to something more easily understandable, this is a great tool to use. And it's the same reason too as if you know the original language it's in and you want to maybe challenge yourself and learn a new language, this is a great tool to have, especially if you're a college student and maybe you're studying abroad somewhere in another country. This is a great tool to have. So I hope that this tutorial was easy enough to understand and to learn, and that's it.